Both Saturday and Sunday's games started out with some craziness, but then settled down as form held during most of the games. In fact, almost all of the betting favorites actually won their game, and there were no signature upset on the weekend, though the Central Florida Duke game will surely be memorable, especially if Duke goes on to win the tournament. 14 people in the pool out of our 125 people got 8 out of 8 games correct today. A perfect bracket for today. Yes, I am one. Brent Bridges, however, was perfect both yesterday and today. That is correct. 16 for 16. Amazing job, Brent, getting all 16 of the Sweet 16 accurately predicted. 5 other people got 15 out of 16, including former champion Scott Dennis, newbie Paulo Springer, Gavin Brontoli, Wade Burwell, and yes, my illustrious self with 15 out of 16. Admittedly, the only one I missed was Michigan because I can't stand them and I always pick them to lose. Bad. All right, at least 20 other people got 14 out of 16. Down, though, toward the bottom end of the standings for the weekend with 10 out of 16. Al DiLeonardo crashes down to earth, along with Bruce Goodman, also 10 for 16, plus 16 other people whose picks were putrid. But they were better than 5 others. 9 for 16. Michelle Corpus. Thank you, Kenny, for bringing such illustrious people into the pool. Rachel Dowd, 9 for 16. Roland Canchola, 9 for 16. And former champion Daniel Reeder, 9 for 16. But they all beat Jackie Rudzinski, who had 8 for 16. And currently sits in last place. James Vera is our second round leader. James correctly predicted 27 of 32 in the first round and 14 of 16 in the second round. He has 55 points and he wins $250 for being our second round leader. Just behind James in a tie for second with 54 points are John Kane and Wade Burwell. They'll be competing for the $150 bonus based on tiebreaker in the third round, unless they want to split the $150. With 53 points rounding out our Elite 8 right now, we have Eric Allred, Joe Duca, Gavin Brontoli, Jimmy Hunt, Ty Wilda, Brent Bridges with his perfect weekend, and currently top chick, Allison Scovey. Nice job. There are 2 former champions lurking just 1 point behind, Chris Heigl and Michael Cassetta, along with, of course, me, this year's champion. Other luminaries on page 1 include former champions Scott Dennis, Jim McGowan, Mike Schmid, Chris Cooper, and Jen Gianosa. Of course, if you're outside the top 100 in the pool standings, that means you're pretty terrible. And right now, here's who's in that group with 43 points. Jeremy Bell, Richard Legenza, Phil Bolander, Eric Stanishek, Big Ant, Anthony Garcia, David Murillo, and the appropriately or inappropriately named self-proclaimed sports genius, Kevin Donahue. Yes, of course I've dubbed him the sports idiot, as many of you know. With 42 points, Kevin Mormon, Bruce Goodman, Drew Cathy, Rebecca Wallace, another Kenny Coleman recruit, Gene Powell, and Stephen Zhang. With 41 points, there's former champions down there in the bowels of the pool standings, Jacob Kinnamore and Daniel Reeder, along with Seth Kinzer, Nate Johnson, Rachel Dowd, Celia Ane, and Tyler Park. With 40 points, Jesse Long and Michelle Corpus. 39 points, Victor Paredes. And in last, making a strong bid not just for current last, but to seal up last place. Jackie Rudzinski. All right, there are some exciting games coming on Thursday and Friday. I got to tell you this. Before the brackets came out, I identified who I thought would be the teams I would pick to make the Elite Eight and who I liked. And who I liked was Gonzaga, Purdue, Tennessee, Houston, and the 4 ACC power teams. Gonzaga, Purdue, Tennessee, Houston, and the 4 ACC power teams. That was who I wrote down. If they were all in separate brackets somehow miraculously, that's who I would take to make the Elite Eight. Well, right off the bat on Thursday night, we got Florida State versus Gonzaga to get to the Elite Eight. And we've got Purdue versus Tennessee to get to the Elite Eight. We've also got Texas Tech versus Michigan and Oregon versus Virginia. Great matchups. On Friday, we got LSU versus Michigan State. We have Auburn and North Carolina, Duke and Virginia Tech, Houston versus Kentucky. Just awesome matchups to watch on Thursday and Friday. I'm looking forward to those games. We'll be back at you later on this week sometime. Take care, everybody.